What's up, Transformers fans? This is Dan Series, and in this video, I'm going to be going through the Easter eggs, weapons, however you want to call it, and also the new timelines. So, yeah, because today I went to see the new Bumblebee film, and I'll tell you again, it was amazing. I feel like so far this is the best Transformers film ever they made, and wow, it beats the other films, really. It beats the others. And it was a pretty good film. So before we get into it, it's going to be a lot of spoilers. So if you don't want to hear anything what was from the film, leave the video now. And then once you've seen the film and also watch me spoiler review video that's on right now, you can come back here and watch this video. So, are they gone? Okay, for the ones that stayed, you're going to enjoy this. So before we get into it, let's talk about the characters. Now, I'm not going to stick long with this, but I want to tell you now, characters we got in the film, wow, they were good. Like, for the humans, the main characters, Charlie and Asia Burns, wow, I thought they were pretty good. I thought they were amazing. Bumblebee was like the same, you know, in all his glory he was. And even like the other Wobber characters we got. Now with the Decepticons, that was pretty cool. Like Shatter and Dropkick, wow, they were pretty good. Shatter are very good because this is the first female Decepticon villain we've got. I know we had, you know, Quintessa, but she was not a Decepticon female villain. Well, she was a villain, but not a Decepticon. Now I thought that was good. Dropkick did perfect. He did. Bushwing I did not like because, well, reasons were obviously we know he's not a. Well, he apparently he looks like a Decepticon Seeker, like Starscream. He's only got a tank jet form, so he had a triple changer, he had got a tank. And also in the film, he does not last long and he gets killed by Bumblebee. But also with it, he never says his name, so it's like, was he really meant to be Bushwing, or did you just threw that name in because you didn't know what to name that guy? Excuse me. So there's that part. So let's get into the main topics. So, really, I'm really going to go through the G1 references from Transformers. But first one I want to bring up quick is they do bring up a lot of 80s stuff in this film. So reference like movie ones, the music, and kind of like they show you. They kind of show you what the 80s look like vehicles, dresses, all that kind of stuff. And when you watch the film, it does make you feel. You get to look at what he looked like in those times. So there's that. Now, let's get to the references like G1 Transformers Easter eggs. So first off, in the film, B plays the You Gotta Tuss music. And wow, that was amazing for playing that. It was only on for a couple of minutes, you know, the beginning part, and I thought it was pretty cool. So, let's get into Bumblebee. Now, Bumblebee was amazing, you know, and even when he had his G1 vehicle form, it was pretty cool. I feel good, like the body form he's got in this one. I know it's not really the G1 body he has, but I like it how this kind of one looks like in live action, and it kind of works because I've got a top on here with the Bumblebee one of this G1 one, and when I look at it, it looks alright. But with the live action one, I'll say he beats it. I mean, I'm still sad about the head pod, but maybe they wanted to keep the Michael Bay's head pod. And also with that, he was actually voicing the film in the beginning of the Cybertron, and he was voiced by the main actor who was in the Maze Runner. You know, the main character in all the 3 films. And it's I'll spell his name out. D-Y-L-A-N. And his second name is O-B-R-I-E-N. That actor. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Which I'll get more to about the actor and about the face pod. Now, Optimus Prime. Wow, full on G1 they went with him. You know, the body, the head, and even they got the classic gun there. And then also with Optimus, he has the mouthpiece, and it's not like, oh, he just opens up and has his actual mouth. They actually did the G1 one. Like, for these other Autobots, I'm going to stick these ones together because they're kind of like, I'll be speaking the same thing if they did them separate. So for RC, Wheeljack, Click Jumper, this one WN, that character, yeah, he was in it. Ratchet and Ironhide. Wow, it was good to see them in it. So like for one, I think I'm glad they all had voice actors. The voices were good. Well, except for Ironhide, he did not talk. I thought it was amazing what they sounded like. So that's pretty cool. The looks, they had their G1 looks as I could see. The one bot that begins with a B, it was hard to see really because he was only on this close-up screen for a couple of seconds, and it's like you couldn't really get the chance to look at it like first time you try to see if he's got the G1 look, but I'd say he does. Paint-wise, it seems like they all had the same paint. Now, the vehicle, obviously, you don't get to see the vehicles, so that's pretty sound, that part. Now, they kept the same... well, let's talk about Wheeljack. He had the same head. He's finally got the head that he wanted, you know, with that long earpiece. And his name, Wheeljack, so that's pretty cool. Wheeljack, the one thing that people have asked to have in the live action, he makes his appearance. And he's got the Bumblebee look like what Bumblebee looks like on Cybertron. And his head, he's actually got a mouth. Not like Bumblebee does. So, which I will get about that later on. And the one thing I find sad about Click Jumper, now, I'm not against him, he was good in the film, what he was in for. But sadly, they killed him off. They got drop kick to chop him in half. So that was sad. Pretty sad. Now, with the Decepticon-wise, the Shockwave, Soundwave, the Seekers, Starscream, Sky, Warp, and Thundercracker and Ravage. Wow, they all look pretty cool. I mean, the only ones who had voices was the Shockwave and Soundwave. And apparently there was a voice actor just for one of the Decepticon soldiers. And I think it's one of the Seekers, as I would believe. But Shockwave, wow. Shockwave did a good job in the film. Well, for how long he was in it for. Like, first when you hear him, he sounds like his G1 voice. But apparently I've heard he's voiced by a different actor. But this actor gives the similar voice of his G1. And also the same with Soundwave. Does the same. And they're both, and the designs for both, wow, they look good. And if you wanted to ask me, like, which look do I prefer of Shockwave, like he's Dark on the Moon or he's this Bumblebee film one, I'm just going to say I love the both because they look pretty cool. Now, when it comes to Scott, the ones who didn't talk, that was sadly, well, Wabbage, he doesn't really talk really, and I think he's a dog, well, because he's an animal, so... I mean, I know they gave Laserbeak a talk in the third film, but I don't think they would do that with him. But when it came to Starscream, Skywalk and Thundercracker, didn't talk. But Starscream was the most one I was really happy about, because, obviously, as I said, because sadly about the Bristwing situation, but I'm happy Travis Knight finally got him in the film. So that was pretty cool. It was cool for having Thundercracker and Skywalk in here as well, and... if you watch the film, like at the beginning part, when B makes his first appearance, it looks like he kills off Skywarp, but it's hard to say if that was Skywarp or was that just a Decepticon Seeker that looked like him, with the pain-wise, but I don't know. It was hot. I think it was him, but it might have been not. Might have not been, but I'll need to look it up again, really. So there's that one. Right, before we get into the big topic I'm going to discuss about, let's talk about the very first deleted scene that I've heard about from the film. So, a couple of days ago, I heard the news came out about there was a deleted scene. Now, you might be asking, just in case you haven't heard, what's the deleted scene? Well, apparently, there was a deleted scene for Megatron in the film. So, yeah, Megatron was going to be in it. So, it was something for a while I said to myself when this film was all out of the bounds. I was like, is he going to make an appearance? Is he going to be weapons, you know, brought up? And, nope, he's not brought up with anything. So, this was a shocker to me today. But, after I saw the film, I went to look up of the, about this. So, according to what they was said, let's talk about what was going to be like. So, it was going to be set on the Cybertron scene. and it was going to be Megatron making his appearance, and they said it's like how Sauron or Saruman, like from the Lord of the Rings, like that's it, the one from the beginning of the first film, when he makes his appearance after he creates the wing. Well, Megatron was going to have a similar appearance like that. Obviously not like he created an ultimate weapon like that kind of thing, but he was going to come in like that, and he was going to stop, Megatron was going to stop killing a bunch of robots. And kind of like what happened in the beginning of the Lord of the Rings. So it was going to be like that. And it's a bit, and you might be thinking, why they did that? Well, this is what Trevor Knight said. He says, the reason that got cut out was because, that was it. They didn't want to mess the continuity of the Transformers, because we know in the 2007 film, we learned that he got frozen up in Earth many years of it, well, a long time ago. So they thought, we won't do that, we won't mess that up then, so we won't put that in. I mean, Trevor Knight was looking forward to putting it in, because, well, Megatron had his G1 look, and, wow, I can't believe they really messed this opportunity, because, I'll explain to you this now, like, part of the big discussion now of why this was a mess-up thing. So, let's get to this then. The last thing to talk about is the new timeline. So you might be thinking, what do you mean by this? Well, in the end of the Bumblebee film, after when he scans his the Chimera form, like he has at the beginning of part of the beginning of the first Transformers film, you know, the very first form he has. Well, we think it's his first form on Earth, obviously back then, if we thought that. Anyway, after that, in the end of the film, when he's got there and all that, and the film's ended, he meets up with Optimus Prime. And yes, I just said it right. He sees Optimus Prime on Earth. And then also with it, this is more bigger than that, we see Autobot parts coming down to Earth. But not 3, no, we see 7. And now, you might be thinking, hang on, this doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense, because A, Optimus never came to Earth in the same year that this Bumblebee film is, and B, he brought 3 Autobots with him, Ratchet, Ironhide, and Wheeljack. Well, in this film, no, he came down to Earth in 1987, and he brought 7 Autobots down with him to Earth. But with those 7, and Optimus and Bumblebee, there's going to be 9 bots on the planet now. So you might be thinking, is this a reboot? And I'll say, yes, it's a reboot or remake or whatever you call it. And this is why I'm saying, this has got to be a new timeline. Because it would make sense then, because you'd be like, hang on, then how does this explain, then you would be like, hang on, how does this fit in with the first Transformers film? Because Optimus never came down to Earth that era, and he came down 2007. That goes with the Autobots thingy as well, and the number one thing with it. This is why I'm thinking about the Megatron scene, because if later on you found out, oh, you were just going to reboot the whole series, why couldn't you just get the Megatron deleting scene on the film? I mean, that would have been worked then, and that would have been cool, and that would really tell you that, oh, it's a full-on remake. Which that would tell you. Now, it's giving me some thoughts about this now, though. What could be going on? Well, with the B situation, now, as I said, that's just what goes with the thing as well. If this was going to be a remake, why didn't I thought to give the mouth design what Clickjumper have to Bumblebee as well? Why stick him to what he had in the Bumblebee, you know, in the other 5 films? And that might go with the same, like as I said, like, maybe they didn't know it was going to be a full-on remake first, well, reboot, how you call it. They didn't know it, and then when it came to before the film, they said, we're remaking everything. And it was like, oh, we're too late to change the design of that now. Which is why I'm thinking, maybe in a future film, or maybe a sequel, Bumblebee sequel, or whatever film B could make next, or future kind of appearances, they could find a way to add that mouth thing onto his well, to have an actual mouth. But I don't know how you could do it, or is there a way he could? Like, you would need to explain it, but I think it could happen. But you would need to explain how it came to be. But I don't know. I think they could think of a clever way to do it. And then also with Megatron, it really brings me the question, like, where's Megatron now then? So here's my theories. 1, he could be on Cybertron still, but maybe somewhere on a different part of Cybertron. Or 2, he actually did leave Cybertron, and he came to Earth, and maybe for this time around, he didn't go to shutdown mode when he got to there, and maybe he's been on Earth for quite some time learning how Earth worked, you know, or and getting ready for his Decepticons to come. Or, yeah, came down to Earth and got shut down, but in this reality, no humans ever found him. Or the other one, he could just be out there in space and traveling across the cosmos before he gets to Earth. Could be one of those, but I believe that this is a full-on reboot, and this is a new universe. So, in a way, it's good, because you ignored all the other 5 films. You know, it's like the 5 films never happened, and they could just create new stories, and you know, and really make the Transformers franchise good again. But then you could say as well, could they still fit the 5 films into this new universe? You know, new timeline. Well, I did say before, you could, if you wanted to, you could say that them in this universe, but you could say maybe what went down in it could be different, like the event, or what part, like this one bit happened, like, how could I say, for example, like, let's say, in the first Transformers film, let's say Click Jumper died in the better universe one, but let's say that if one of them was Click Jumper, like, it could be, yeah, and he came to Earth, and let's say that if they fought Megatron, he never got killed by Megatron. So you can say it like that. And when it comes to like an event thing, because an event thing they could change, like Unicorn. So in the Bay one, we know that Unicorn is Earth. Unicorn is an Earth planet, he's all Earth. But they could say in the B universe, they could say he is his own planet, he is the G1, his own planet thing, and the events of what the 5th film was never happened. But you could do the King Arthur stuff. Like, I know a G1 anime story did that. So you could just say, oh, King Arthur was just involved with the Cybertronians, not about with Unicorn as Earth. Like that, for example. And there's other samples you could say how you could fit the other 5 films, but change bits of the 5 films. If they wanted to go that route, they are going that route, but it's going to be hard to say for now. And then also with it now, I've been hearing about about other films. So we've been hearing about Optimus Prime. I would love to see that. And now I'm hearing, it seems like I'm thinking about finally doing the Cybertron film. Well, not in live action, sadly, but that's the what's the word? That's an anime form. So sad if they are going to do an anime form, but that's what it is. That's what it is. And really, that's what I can think about this, really. I mean, I can't really think of what else I could say about this new timeline thing. I mean, as I just said, can the 5 films be in this universe as well, but bits change? Megatron, we need to know what is he in the future film, or whatever film comes out next. They've got to explain where he is, or mention him. And other stuff to fit with this new timeline. They're really going to sort this out, really. But I trust in their hands, they know what they're doing. And I hope Travis Knight gets involved with this a lot now. Because he did say he would love to do a Cybertron film. So that's pretty cool. And that's it. I think that's all I've got to say on this. So, if you got any other Easter eggs that I missed out, like that relates to Transformers, or if you do want to bring up like the 80s stuff they brought into it, comments down below. Also, what was your thoughts of the deleting scene? That's a comment you could put down as well. And what do you think about the timeline stuff, like I discussed about? Like, do you have your own thoughts, like, how they could do this? Like, if they wanted to fit the 5 films in it? Like, what can they change from the 5 films to fit with the new timeline? Or anything that involves with the new timeline discussion, put that comments down below, we'll discuss. Also, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Share this out to your friends, so if they want to really experience a new YouTuber, they want to hear their own thoughts, like me, they could subscribe to our channel and keep up with me other videos. And if you're new to this channel, this is what I do. I do Transformers and Marvel Cinematic Universe news, trailers, clips, and spoiler reviews. The trailers and clips, non-spoilery ones, and I do the spoiler reviews. Oh, and then last but not least, you want to see my last Marvel video, click here. I mean, Transformer video, click here. My channel, make sure you click the bell to be notified when new videos are up. And here to see my last Marvel video. So, before I head off, I would like to say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I hope I could do a lot of more Transformers and Marvel films, well, Marvel videos for in the new year. So that's all I'm going to say, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. See you again soon. Peace.